Because in life, guess what? There's rules. Winning might look different for you and to me. You have to make sure you know what you're trying to achieve. What does victory look like for you? There are these two young fish swimming along, and they happen to meet an older fish swimming the other way, who nods at them and says, "Morning, boys. How's the water?" And the two young fish swim on for a bit, and then eventually one of them looks over at the other and goes, "What the hell is water?" So the point of this story is that, we're in water. And we're so used to the water, we're so encompassed in the water that we don't even know that we don't notice it. How does this apply? I mean, there's a topic that we can get into about appreciating life, and that's the water that you're in, and you can just be not appreciative of it. The best way to beat someone in a game is if they don't even know that they're playing the game. That's the best way to beat someone, right? They don't even know that it's happening, and you're outmaneuvering them because they don't know what's happening, and then you beat them. I mean, it'd be like, imagine you're pre-jiu-jitsu, like you didn't know anything about jiu-jitsu, and you got into a fight with someone, and they were doing things you don't even know what they're doing. I mean, they're getting the mount. You don't even know what that is. So it's not, you're just beating them. They don't even know what's happening. So the best way to win a competition is for the opponent to not know that there is a competition, right? To win without fighting. We don't even want to fight. This is also the indirect approach, right? I don't want to go head to head. Several months ago, I was talking to one of my friends and someone that I spend time with and talk to. And we were talking through some of his trials and tribulations. And I started talking about the game. As I'm watching his face, as I'm talking about the game that he's engaged in, I realized he didn't know he was in a game. Just like the fish not realizing they're in the water. So there's things going on in his life. There's things going on with his work. There's things going on with his marriage. And there's maneuvers being made. And I can see him because he's telling me what they are. He's telling me, but he doesn't realize that those are moves. And I looked at him. I said, like, hey, you realize that this is a game, right? And he just gave me that blank stare. And I realized, no, he didn't know this was a game. So I wanted to spend some time talking about this because I think a lot of people don't realize. I think a lot of people don't realize that they're in a game and that there is a game. In fact, there's multiple games going on. If you don't realize that you're in a game, you're not going to win. You things are happening and you're not going to win. You have to recognize that you're in a game, and you actually have to recognize that you're in multiple games. There's games that are being played. There's work games. There's relationships. There's financial games. You're in a financial game. There's fitness. There's a status game. There's a materialistic game. There's all these games are going in, and all those are going on, and all those are like subordinate games that are going on in your life. Possibly. You might not care about them. You might not be playing one of those games. That's okay. You might not be playing the jiu-jitsu game. You don't care about jiu-jitsu. You might not be playing the financial game. That's okay. But you might be. You might be playing some of those subordinate games. And then there's the supreme game that you are playing, which is life. Which is life viewed as a game. Now I'm sitting here saying everything's a game, but what we're talking, I'm not trying to devalue, I'm not trying to diminish, I'm not trying to depreciate life. And I'm not trying to devalue, depreciate, or diminish some of these like relationship games. Like, oh, it's a game to you? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a negative connotation. But there's some definition of game that means you've got a competition based on rules where you're trying to score points or earn value in order to beat an opponent. That's a game. And if you think about life, it's similar. Because in life, guess what? There's rules. But there's rules. That's what's happening in life. You've got rules that you're following. You have goals that you're trying to achieve. So you're trying to score goals or earn points. That's happening. Most likely, you're going to have to compete with others to achieve your goal. So depending on what rules you put in your life, winning might look different for you and to me. And that's okay. What we have to watch out for is you have to make sure that you do know the rules that you're going to play by. You have to make sure you know what you're trying to achieve. What does victory look like for you?